Welcome to today's video where we uncover the most valuable Monticello Jefferson nickels that are creating excitement in the coin collecting world. These 5-cent coins may seem small, but their worth in today's action market is climbing to impressive dollar values, making them treasures that collectors and investors are eager to hold. If you've ever thought that nickels could never reach big money, this video will prove otherwise. Let's get started. First up, the Monticello Jefferson nickel. 5 cents, from 1943, with the large S mint mark. This coin is not just a simple 5-cent piece, it is a treasure that represents history, rarity, and immense collector demand in today's market. If you are searching for coins that carry extraordinary value and high desirability, this 1943 large S Jefferson nickel is one that stands tall. To understand why this coin is so special, let's take a quick look at its history and background. The year 1943 falls right in the middle of World War II, a time when the United States Mint had to make important changes to the nation's coinage due to the war effort. Nickel, a vital metal for military equipment, was needed for the production of weapons and armor. As a result, the Mint altered the composition of the 5-cent coin, removing nickel entirely and replacing it with an alloy of silver, copper, and manganese. This change created what collectors now call the war nickels, and the 1943 issue is one of the most iconic from this era. What makes the 1943 Jefferson nickel with the large S mint mark especially unique is the bold mint mark placed above the Monticello on the reverse of the coin. This was the first time in American history that mint marks were made this large and prominent, making them stand out in an unmistakable way. The S indicates the coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint, and its larger size is not only visually striking, but also symbolic of the wartime adjustments. For collectors, this oversized S mint mark makes the coin highly recognizable and instantly appealing. The rarity of the 1943 large S Jefferson nickel cannot be overstated. Although millions were produced, the demand today for coins from this period in fine and higher conditions is incredibly strong. Many coins from everyday circulation were worn down over the decades, but examples that survive in fine condition with sharp details are highly sought after. Collectors prize this coin not only for its silver content, but for its place in history as a wartime issue, with unique characteristics that set it apart from standard nickels. When we look at the current market value, this coin shines even brighter. A 1943 large S Jefferson nickel in fine condition can bring impressive prices at auctions and private sales. Collectors and investors alike know that these coins hold solid value, and depending on the grade and eye appeal, they can command anywhere from strong double-digit prices to $470,000 for higher preserved examples. The market continues to show upward trends for these wartime nickels, and the large S variant remains one of the most desirable. Its silver content alone gives it an intrinsic base value, but its collector demand multiplies its worth many times over. For collectors, there are important tips to keep in mind when it comes to the 1943 large S Jefferson nickel. Always look for the bold mint mark above Monticello. It should stand out clearly. Pay attention to the condition, with strong details on Jefferson's portrait and the Monticello building adding significant value. Coins stored safely in protective holders will maintain their beauty and desirability for years to come. Building a collection of wartime nickels, especially with key mint marks like this large S, is a fantastic way to invest in both history and value. In conclusion, the 1943 Jefferson nickel with the large S mint mark is far more than just a coin. It is a piece of American history, a symbol of resilience during wartime, and a highly demanded treasure in today's numismatic market. With its silver composition, its unique oversized mint mark, and its strong collector demand, this coin remains one of the shining highlights of the Jefferson nickel series. If you come across one in fine condition, you are holding not just 5 cents, but a rare and valuable piece of history that continues to grow in demand and worth. Next up, the 1959 nickel with the D mint mark in uncirculated condition. This coin has become a symbol of rarity, history, and incredible value in today's market, making it a true treasure for coin collectors and investors alike. If you have one of these in pristine condition, you could be holding on to something that's worth far more than just 5 cents. The history of the 1959 Jefferson nickel takes us back to a time when the US Mint was dedicated to producing coins that not only carried monetary value, but also reflected America's heritage. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938 to honor the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, and to showcase his iconic home, Monticello, on the reverse side. By 1959, the Denver Mint had struck millions of these coins, but very few of them survived in untouched, uncirculated condition. That's what makes the 1959 D nickel stand out today. It represents a piece of mid-20th century America, preserved in its original form. One of the unique features of the 1959 D Jefferson nickel is its sharp and detailed strike, especially when found in uncirculated condition. The obverse side proudly features Jefferson's profile with intricate hair details, while the reverse shows the Monticello building with crisp architectural lines. Collectors are especially drawn to the coins that exhibit full steps on the Monticello, which means the stairs are fully visible and well-defined. These details are extremely rare and add tremendous value to the coin. When a 1959 D nickel displays this level of perfection, it becomes a centerpiece in any serious collection. The rarity of this coin is tied directly to its condition. While millions of nickels were struck in Denver in 1959, the vast majority entered circulation and were worn down by everyday use. Finding one in uncirculated condition is extremely difficult, and when such a coin is discovered with original mint luster and no wear, it becomes highly desirable. Collectors are constantly searching for examples with brilliant shine, strong strike, and full steps on the Monticello, making this coin one of the most in-demand Jefferson nickels on the market. Now let's talk about the market value of the 1959 D Jefferson nickel in uncirculated condition. Depending on its grade and eye appeal, these coins can sell for $250,000 in today's auction market. High-grade examples, especially those certified by professional grading services and showing full steps, have brought in strong prices that continue to climb. The demand for this coin has been consistently rising, and collectors are willing to pay a premium to secure one for their collections. In fact, in today's competitive numismatic market, owning a 1959 D uncirculated Jefferson nickel can be seen as both a historical keepsake and a valuable investment. For collectors who want to pursue this coin, there are a few important tips to keep in mind. Always look for coins that still carry their original mint luster and sharp details, as these will always command the highest values. Consider having your coin professionally graded, because authentication and grading can significantly boost both buyer confidence and final sale price. Networking with other collectors and keeping up with auction trends is also a great way to stay ahead and understand the true market value of this highly sought-after nickel. In conclusion, the 1959 D Jefferson nickel, in uncirculated condition, is a remarkable piece of American coinage that continues to capture the attention of collectors and investors. With its deep historical background, beautiful design, and undeniable rarity, this coin represents far more than just 5 cents. Its strong demand and high market value prove that the Jefferson nickel series still holds incredible treasures waiting to be appreciated. If you have one of these coins in your possession, you might be holding on to something far more valuable than you realize. Next up, the 1975 Jefferson nickel with the Denver D mint mark, especially when found in excellent condition. This is not just any 5-cent piece. This coin is a treasure in the numismatic world and a piece that collectors dream about adding to their collection. The Jefferson nickel has a rich history that goes back to 1938, when it was first introduced to replace the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, while the reverse proudly displays Jefferson's home, Monticello. The coin has remained a classic in American coinage for decades, and the 1975 issue holds an important place in this long-running series. The Denver Mint produced millions of nickels in 1975, but only a select few stand out in excellent preserved condition, and these are the coins that capture the attention of serious collectors and investors today. What makes the 1975 D Jefferson nickel so unique are its design details and the quality of the strike. On the obverse, Jefferson's profile is sharp and clear, showing strong details in his hair, his jawline, and the inscriptions of "In God We Trust" and "Liberty 1975." On the reverse, the Monticello building is bold and well engraved, with fine lines visible on the steps and columns. When the coin is in top-grade condition, a crisp and lustrous finish makes this nickel stand out, and when it is preserved in excellent, almost flawless condition, it becomes more than just a coin. It becomes a true collectible gem. The rarity of the 1975 D nickel in high grades is what drives its demand. While many nickels from this year were circulated heavily and lost their sharpness and shine, finding one in pristine condition is truly uncommon. Collectors are always searching for coins with no wear, strong luster, and original mint brilliance. The better the condition, the greater the rarity, and with rarity comes strong collector demand. This is exactly why the 1975 G Jefferson nickel in excellent condition has become one of the most desirable coins from this era. In today's market, the value of this coin can surprise many. Common circulated examples may be worth only face value, but once you step into the realm of coins preserved in excellent or mint state condition, the price can climb dramatically. Well-struck examples with sharp details and brilliant surfaces can reach into the high $50,000, and in top-graded certified conditions, collectors are willing to pay premium prices that can go into the millions. This shows just how much excitement and energy there is in the coin-collecting community for rare Jefferson nickels. For collectors who are interested in securing a piece like this, there are a few tips to keep in mind. Always focus on condition first, as coins with bright luster and minimal marks are the ones that command the strongest values. Look carefully at the Monticello steps on the reverse, since a fully struck set of steps is highly prized by collectors and can make the coin significantly more valuable. When possible, purchase coins that are certified and graded by reputable services, as this provides both authenticity and assurance of quality. Building a collection of Jefferson nickels around such high-quality examples is not only rewarding, but also a smart investment for the future. In conclusion, the 1975 Jefferson nickel with the Denver D mint mark in excellent condition is a coin of high demand and great significance in the numismatic market. With its historic design, beautiful details, rarity in top condition, and ever-growing market value, it represents one of the shining stars in American coinage from the 1970s. If you are a collector, this is a coin you will want to keep an eye on, as its potential only continues to grow. Next up, the 1980 nickel with the P mint mark in very fine condition. This coin may look like an ordinary 5-cent piece, but the truth is that it carries a fascinating story, impressive history, and strong collector demand that gives it big value in the market today. If you've ever come across one of these nickels in your collection or pocket change, you'll want to stay tuned to find out why it's so highly sought after. The Jefferson nickel has been one of America's most iconic coins since its introduction in 1938. Replacing the Buffalo nickel, it was designed by Felix Schlag and features the bold and dignified portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, while the reverse proudly showcases Jefferson's Monticello home in Virginia. By 1980, the nickel had already established itself as a staple in U.S. coinage, but that year's release with the Philadelphia mint mark added a new layer of interest for collectors. It reflects not only America's coin-making tradition, but also the enduring respect for one of the founding fathers. What makes the 1980 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark stand out are its unique features. The obverse design of Jefferson is sharply detailed, and in higher grades you can see the refined lines of his hair, his strong profile, and the clarity of the inscriptions. The reverse featuring Monticello is another highlight, with precise architectural details that make it a miniature piece of art. The presence of the P Mint mark introduced in this era is what gives this coin its collectible distinction, as it signifies production at the Philadelphia Mint. The rarity and demand of the 1980 P Jefferson nickel come from a combination of condition and collector interest. While millions were minted, very fine condition examples are not as common to find in circulation anymore. Coins that survive with minimal wear, sharp details, and original surfaces are what collectors look for, and the 1980 P in such condition has built a reputation for being highly desirable. The demand is strong because Jefferson nickels form an important series for collectors, and this year with the P Mint mark remains a key date for anyone building a complete and valuable collection. When it comes to today's market value, the 1980 P Jefferson nickel in very fine condition has proven itself to be more than just a 5-cent coin. Depending on quality, eye appeal, and the strength of the details, these coins are valued far higher than face value, with examples often selling in the collector market for impressive amounts. Some very fine and high-grade examples are commanding prices that clearly show the growing interest in this series. The market continues to move upward as collectors and investors recognize the rarity and importance of this coin, pushing its value in dollars to levels that surprise many people who once overlooked it. For collectors, there are a few tips to keep in mind. Always examine your Jefferson nickels closely, because details in condition and clarity can make a huge difference in value. Storing coins properly to preserve their quality is essential, as even small signs of wear or damage can reduce desirability. Building a set that includes the 1980 P in very fine or higher condition is a smart move, since demand is strong and values continue to rise. Remember, rare coins like this are not just a piece of metal, they are a piece of American history, and serious collectors are always searching for the best examples. In conclusion, the 1980 Jefferson nickel with the P Mint mark in very fine condition is a shining example of how a simple 5-cent coin can transform into a rare treasure with significant value in today's action market. Its rich history, unique features, rarity, and rising demand make it one of the most exciting coins you could add to your collection. If you are lucky enough to have one of these nickels, you're holding on to a piece of American heritage that is only gaining in value. Next up, we are talking about the Monticello Jefferson nickel from the year 1967, a coin without a mint mark that, even in dirty or circulated condition, has become a rare and highly demanded piece in today's action market. Many collectors are keeping their eyes wide open for this coin because its value in dollars has been climbing steadily and is turning heads among both seasoned numismatists and new coin enthusiasts. Henza. The Jefferson nickel has an important place in American coinage history. It was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and it honored the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, while also featuring his famous Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. By 1967, the United States Mint was producing massive amounts of these coins. But what makes this particular issue special is that during that period, mint marks were deliberately left off coins as part of a policy to discourage coin hoarding. This means that every 1967 nickel was struck without a mint mark, yet certain examples have become highly desirable to collectors due to their condition, errors, and historical timing. One of the unique features of the 1967 Jefferson nickel is the bold and detailed design that highlights Jefferson's profile on the obverse and the Monticello building on the reverse. Even in coins that have circulated heavily or developed a dirty tone, collectors see a certain charm because it reflects the journey of the coin through decades of use. Unlike many modern issues, the 1967 nickel without mint mark carries a sense of authenticity and history that is unmistakable. When a coin shows its age and still retains a recognizable strike, it only enhances its appeal among those who understand its significance. The rarity of the 1967 Jefferson nickel without mint mark comes not only from the fact that all of them were struck in that unusual minting era, but also from the demand it has created among collectors. Condition plays a role, but even coins that are not perfectly shiny are finding their way into serious collections because the date and the no mint mark feature combine to make it a standout. Collectors want to own a coin that represents a very specific moment in US mint history, and this nickel delivers that perfectly. Dirty or circulated examples are not seen as flaws, but rather as proof of the coin's long journey and authenticity. That is exactly why demand continues to rise, making it a coin that holds its own in the competitive market. When it comes to today's market value, the 1967 Jefferson nickel without mint mark has been gaining momentum. Average circulated pieces can fetch $300,000 above face value, while better preserved examples or coins with interesting toning or strike features can bring in much higher figures. Collectors have been paying attention at auctions and online marketplaces, where certain nickels from this year have sold for significant amounts, proving that the demand is strong and continues to grow. Even in less than perfect condition, this coin can surprise you with its value, because rarity and demand always outweigh small imperfections. For collectors, this makes it one of the most exciting 5-cent coins to look for in circulation today. For those interested in collecting, here are a few valuable tips. Always check your pocket change carefully, because Jefferson nickels remain in circulation, and treasures like this can appear when you least expect them. Look closely at the date, and if you spot 1967, hold on to it. Even if it looks dirty or well-worn, it still has collectible appeal. For those who wish to invest, consider holding multiple examples, as demand continues to push values upward, and if you ever come across one in exceptional condition, having it graded and authenticated can add even more value to your collection. In conclusion, the 1967 Monticello Jefferson nickel without mint mark is a fascinating and highly desirable coin that has captured the hearts of collectors. Its history, unique design, rarity, and growing market value make it a true standout in the world of American coinage. Whether you find one in dirty condition or a more preserved state, you are holding a piece of history that is only becoming more valuable with time. So, keep your eyes open, search your change, and never overlook the power of the Jefferson nickel. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed learning about this rare and valuable coin, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and stay tuned for more exciting videos on coins that could be worth a fortune.